There are shows with psychics.
And there are shows with doctors.
But there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
and street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc, and it starts now. Welcome, everybody, to The Psychic and the Doc. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Dr. Pat Baccili, the founder of the Transformation Network, the host of the multiple award-winning Dr. Pat Show, which is going, gosh, I guess, into its 20th year and beyond, and my esteemed co-host here on The Psychic and the Doc. Tonight is a call-in show, 1-800-930-2819, and we have got a great theme. We're kicking off the holiday season, and the theme of tonight's show is Be the Pilgrim for your future. Are you a pilgrim for your own future? Now, pilgrims were explorers, and when you think of a pilgrim, they're people who travel to destinations. They may not necessarily know what's coming to them. Like, none of us really know what the future may hold. Yes, I'm a psychic medium. That doesn't mean I'm a fortune teller. And even if I catch glimpses of the future, that doesn't necessarily mean the interpretation that we have of that is what's going to happen. So the future is the great unknown, undiscovered country. And being a pilgrim for your own future is partly what tools do you have? What personal skills do you possess? They're going to help you on that pilgrimage into the future. Dr. Pat, what's your thoughts on this?
I'll tell you what I did. I saw this, and Emily will vouch for me on this. I saw this theme, and I literally didn't even mean to, but I took those words and put them on their heads because I started to search for what is the pilgrim of the future. Okay, but it's the same. So let me just give you a quick rundown. The pilgrims of the future, and future, I got 2050 to 2100. I just like pull that out of my whatever. Here's what you got to be looking for. So your profile, folks, if this is you, which is also become the pilgrim of your future, there are a few things you've got to have down. You have to be tech integrated traveler. You have to be a technology integrated traveler. So I want you to think now, because this is really not 2050. This is like a hop, skip, and a jump away, which means you're equipped with augmented AR. Augmented reality glasses. This is where I want to, just bear with me here, everybody. This is the world I live in. I'm sorry. But your brain computer interfaces, real-time translators, navigation, spiritual guidance. But why do you think, so the reason we say that if you're going to be the pilgrim of your future, you really have to start thinking the way these people thought. And what I mean by that, Mark, is, okay, so we're looking back in time, and it's very hard sometimes. You know, the other day, somebody said, you just dated yourself. I said, why? You said you dialed somebody. I said, well, at the time, I did dial it. When I was telling the story, they would dial phones. I mean, this is not like a million years ago. And they said, yes, it is. But you also have to be global and galactic. You got it? Global and galactic. This is how you're going to craft your future, because you're going to think beyond the box that you live in called your life. Was that harsh? That was a little harsh thing right there about life. Pilgrimages may extend beyond Earth. They go to lunar, Martian. How do we know this? It's showing up everywhere. It's showing up in our films. It's showing up in our movies. It's showing up in television series. If you don't believe it, go watch Three Body Problem or Sense8. Go watch some of those things. Eco-spiritualist, this is what you must become. An eco-spiritualist, a strong emphasis on sustainability and harmony in nature, reflecting climate conscious values. So when you build yourself, when you become the builder pyramid, okay, then the other thing is you're going to become a virtual pilgrim. Mark is like, where did you get this from?
I
You're
love
going to
it.
become a virtual pilgrim. Some of you may undertake immense, immersive virtual reality or metaverse based pilgrimage for financial, health, or accessibility reasons. See, this is it. But why, Mark? Why would we do this? It's almost the same reason that the pilgrims did the pilgrim thing. Your motivations are spiritual growth, mindfulness, personal transformation, hyperconnectivity in a fast paced world. Now, they kind of did that, but they didn't call it that. It's a
No.
rediscovery of ancient traditions as an antidote for high tech lifestyles. It's ecumenical and interfaith pilgrimages reflecting more global unified spiritual ethos. Ethos or ethos. So there you go. That's my little 2 cents on flipping those two words around.
Wow, Dr. Pat, I'm impressed. When we think of the first Thanksgiving, people have to keep in mind when the Pilgrims landed in New England, they initially landed in what is now Provincetown at the tip of Cape Cod. And I think the Pilgrims would be shocked if they saw how Provincetown is now, because the Pilgrims were supposed to go to Virginia, but they were diverted to Boston basically because the Crown, the English government, wanted settlers in Massachusetts. And unfortunately, the Pilgrims, they didn't know how to handle the harsh New England winters, and they were starving to death. And we have stories of, oh, they landed and had Thanksgiving with the Native Americans. Well, it didn't work that way. It was a couple years, and I'll spare the lengthy historical story. But basically, the Native Americans kept them from starving. But the Pilgrims had something Chief Powhatan wanted, which was cannons and guns to use against his enemies in a war one Native American nation was waging against the other. And that's one of the motivations that the Native Americans kept the Pilgrims from starving. And so it was maybe a couple years, I think it was around 1623 when the first Thanksgiving, and Native Americans came and they brought venison and wild turkeys and eels and fish and corn and all these things. And it was like a 3-day feast. And for a time, things seemed to be pretty good. But the Pilgrims were not real popular in England because they're essentially religious extremists, and the English government couldn't wait to get rid of them. So they shipped them off to North America to a relatively remote area so they could go be religious fanatics in the wilderness. And then, those who managed to survive and to this day. And I know that sounds like a very jaded view of things, but when you really study the history behind this, on the other hand, these people were pilgrims. Yes, they were leaving the old world where they were, in their opinion, oppressed. And because their beliefs were different, these were extreme. These were religious fundamentalists, very extreme, but they believed that they needed to be in a place where they could express their religious beliefs. And with what skills they had, they toughed it out. Many of them did die. They did get involved in the wars with the Native Americans, but somehow or other they survived. And because of their dedication and because of the compassion of the Native Americans, Thanksgiving, as we know it, we still celebrate. So there we go.
Well, and part of this, we're going to get right to the phones. We got a ton of people and we want to make sure we get everybody in. But this idea of migrating and pilgrimage, let me give you real quick. This is me. So this is my view. We're having a pilgrimage right now. And here's what it is. All those things I listed, the pilgrimage we're having, they say it's the equivalent of the migration from MySpace to Facebook. And it's the
Wow.
migration. Yeah, it's the migration from Twitter/X to Blue Sky. I have already done it. I have told my team we're moving. And people ask me why. And I said, just read the articles and read the agreements. Because if you stay in X and Twitter, they're going to use your information data with their little bot things and their AI stuff, and they're going to use that. And they're going to use that to build whatever they want to build. And I'm like, no, no, no. I'm not going to post our clients' data over there for you to use it. I mean, what is, so the great migration now is happening to a new site, relatively new. It's social media as it should be. And we're going to get we're going over, we're getting everything over there, and it's called Blue Sky. Now, look, we're talking about migrations, but we're also talking about pilgrimages. And let's just leave everybody with this. Whenever you come up with I don't know, do we want to call it a pilgrimage? Whenever you come up with looking at the future, your future, be a pilgrim for your future. Please note, every pilgrim/pilgrimage has challenges.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, you just heard Mark talk about the challenges, what happened with, like old school, like pilgrims. Here's the challenges for those of you that are going to live beyond Mark and me. Environmental challenges, rising temperatures, overcrowded and accessibility, ethical and technical tensions, culture, healthy and safety. But you know what you're going to do? Here's what you're going to do. You guys are going to create travel and infrastructure hyperloop networks. What is that? It's rapid transit. It's pilgrimage sites that are globally connected and that not always of this earth. You're going to create spacecraft, off-earth pilgrimage. That's what you're going to do. You're going to take the technology and innovation, and you're going to take a look at this. What am I going to do here? Drones, hello, they're going to carry supplies. I'm just saying, just stay with me now. But how about personal enhancements? Wearable tech clothes for energy optimization. Think Dune. Hydration monitoring, fatigue management. So think about this. You're going to have challenges, but you're going to have innovation. So when you plan your pilgrimage, your future, think about some of these things out of the box. Community innovations like we've never seen before, networks, route optimization, environmental adaptation, self-sustainable pilgrimage hubs using renewable energy and zero waste systems. Now that is a thought I want to leave you with, because in this show is about the pilgrimage that you can hardly imagine, but we're going to invite you to get out of the box, get your jackhammer, bust down the crust, and think big. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're all on the phones. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Be a pilgrim for your future. We have opened up the phone lines. We have got a lot of people here tonight. Like, I think this is the most people I've seen in a really long time. So we're going to get right at you and really do our best to get everybody in. Emily, who do you want to go to first?
First, we can go to Melanie from Wisconsin. Melanie, you're live.
Hi, Melanie. Welcome to the show. Did I say Wisconsin? Did I say that properly? Wisconsin. Did I do that right?
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Oh, no, you did it better. Wisconsin. Okay, I'll work on it.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, they got that Wisconsin. They got that.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, that's so cool.
How can we help you?
I didn't know if you had anyone for a reading for me.
Okay.
All right. All right. Sorry, Dr. Pent, didn't mean to interrupt. Melanie, I'm picking up on a female energy connected to you through your female, like your mother's side of the family. Now, this could be an aunt, it could be a grandmother, but I'm getting a woman on a generational level before you. And what I'm getting with her is a state of confusion, mental confusion prior to passing. So something was going on, which was affecting her lucidity, her ability to think clearly. I'm also getting this this pressure in my heart. Now, obviously, everybody's heart stops when they die, but I'm getting this heart blockage. I'm getting a pressure in the lungs. So she was having cardiopulmonary issues in conjunction with mental clarity. I'm also getting a bit of an argumentative and agitated state. She could have had dementia, Alzheimer's, something was going on with her. As a spirit, she's clear of all that, but she wants to acknowledge, and she's saying to me, she was not easy prior to passing. I'm also getting edema, fluid buildup in my feet. So she was having circulatory issues, which makes sense with cardiopulmonary in conjunction with mental clarity issues. Do you recognize this person, or does any of this make sense to you?
Yeah, that would be my grandma on my mom's side.
Okay, that's what I figured. She said she's great now. She's great now, and she's talking. I know this is going to sound weird, but she's talking about bathrobes. Now, maybe you got a new bathrobe or a new nightgown, but she's talking about you in bathrobes. Is there anything that leaps out at you about bathrobes or nightgowns, as weird as that may sound?
The only way that would jump in would be my aunt on my dad's side. She, like, there was something to do with the bathrobe. She had my great aunt's bathrobe.
Perfect.
I'm
So you got a
thinking, I
bunch
don't
of
know.
folks. No. Let me tell you, for all the other callers, listen to how Melanie's doing this, because we got one grandma, now we have another aunt or great aunt coming through. Perfect. And because you said, well, who's here for me? Now, they're telling me, they're handing me shamrocks. This indicates the month of March. There could be a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event connected to you or them or someone else close to you within March. Because it's a shamrock, can mean somebody connected to you or them of Irish heritage, some connection to Ireland. Could be something with a name Pat, Patrick, or Patricia. Obviously, we have Dr. Pat here. I don't think they're doing that. And it can be something with the number 17. Why? Because St. Patrick's Day is March 17th. And it doesn't have to be March 17th. It could be 1, 7, 17, or 71 connected to you in any way. Anything there?
I believe that would go to my mother-in-law. She was Irish, and I'd have to look up what date she passed away on, but she passed away in September, but the shamrocks would go with her for sure.
Okay. So we have 3 important women in your life. Let's see what their message to you is. Fortitude, 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 fortitude. They're telling me that you feel like you're up to your lips in water, like you're standing in a pond and the water's coming up, almost coming up to your mouth and your nose, but show fortitude. And they're telling me you're going to make it. They said, they know you feel overwhelmed, but don't let circumstances overwhelm you. And through fortitude, staying strong to who you are, standing your ground, they're showing the water receding, particularly by February of 2025. So does any of that make sense before I turn you over to Dr. Pat?
That does make sense, because my sister's suing me.
Okay.
Over my mom's estate.
Okay.
And,
so
she keeps attacking me. So I kind of feel that might have to do with that.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I'd say fortitude, stand your ground, stand firm, let your attorney handle all this. You don't have to take her nasty comments. Dr. Pat, I know you got something.
Yeah. Do you have an attorney?
Yeah, I do. And
That's
I've done everything
representing
I
you.
can, and she just
Yeah.
drowns me.
Yeah. So we want to put up a protection shield for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Want to put it? Okay. God, I did this earlier today. I talked about this today. We talked about this in the Wisdom Circle show. That's going to air next week.
We did.
I'm going to give you something to do, because we have to start at some way to build a shield, right? A little warrior shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only way that I know to do it quickly before we go into cleansing is, like I talked about on previous shows. I just want you to walk around and say, what do you believe in? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in the universe? What is your...
I believe in God.
Good. Okay, good. So
I
this
believe
is
in God,
simple.
but my sister doesn't.
I'm not talking about your sister. As a matter of fact, your sister
Yeah.
doesn't have any room right now in this show.
Yeah.
No, I mean it. There's no room in the conversation anymore about the sister. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Yeah, you can love your sister, but there's no more room in the show. Because Mark already made that clear. Mark made that very clear. So this is about you. The first thing you must do to build the shield is you must practice extraordinary gratitude movement. I don't really care if you believe in what I'm about to tell you to do or not. I want you to walk around and in your mind and out loud all the time now. Thank you, God. That's like 3 words. Got it? It's not like thank you, God, for my house. No, just walk around in your brain. I usually give this exercise to kids that I work with in treatment and recovery 70 times a day, 70 days, and they go out and get these little clickers and they start click counting. I said, it's okay to do more. You can do more. Thank you, God. But do you understand what I'm asking you to do? I don't want you to continue to ruminate about this. I want you to just walk around and say, thank you, God.
That'll work.
Because what you're doing is you're asking God in an interesting way to step in one of the highest vibrations you can, gratitude, love, they're way up there. And you're saying, thank you, God, and you're just going to walk around, keep doing that. And the next time a situation comes up, the first thing out of your mouth is going to be, thank you, God. Okay? That's your mission, Melanie. Go get them.
Sounds good.
Right? I'm telling you, every day, do it a lot. And then you call us back and you tell us both what shifted for you, okay?
Okay.
Cool, Melanie. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie.
Yeah. Mark, before we go, Melanie, how cool is that? I love that. Because you get to a situation, you got to create that shield. And the fastest way to create it is by the verbal expression of the affirmation of thank you, God, universe, God, is what you believe. Mark, how do we find out more about you? Let's just take a minute, please. And
Certainly.
I don't know if you have any seats open in your circles. What do you got?
I do light circles, and I've got 2 coming up in December, but they're sold out and they're limited to 6 people. It's an online Zoom event that we do, limited to 6 people, so everybody receives a reading. However, I'm going to have more light circles. They're being scheduled for January, February, and next year. Plus, I'm going to be on a nationwide tour. I'm going to be at the Sedona Ascension Retreat in March. Looks like I'm going to be at the New Living Expo in May. I'm going to be at Edgar Cayce in Virginia Beach in May. I'll be in Chicago over Labor Day for the IANS International Association for Near-Death Studies 50th anniversary. I'm very honored to be invited as one of the keynote speakers, and I'll be a keynote speaker at the Omega Institute in Upper State New York. So I'm going to invite everyone to sign up for my newsletter by visiting my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com. And that's afterlifefrequency.com. And you can also find out about my books, which if you or someone you know are facing the holidays in the wake of the passing of a loved one, my books are recommended by hospices and grief counselors worldwide. And that is the ideal gift to give to somebody.
Thank you.
Coping with loss. That's all at afterlifefrequency.com. Dr. Pat, what do you say we go back to the phones?
Yeah. And I just want to say to all you out there, if you want to find out more about me and what I'm planning, go to unstuckable.com. Let's go to the phones. Emily.
Okay, up next we have Carl from Dallas. Carl, you're live.
Hi, Carl. How can we help you today?
Hello.
Hi.
No, hello. Yeah, I am just at my stage content with my life, and just wanted to see how would I be able to progress more in meditation or in spiritual journey.
So what we do here is a little different than that. What Mark will
Mm-hmm.
do is he'll tap in and he will attempt to connect with a loved one that has passed. And so we'll see if we can get you messages. Now, just let me tell you, this is for everybody. While Mark is doing that, please don't speak and don't give him any information. We don't want to make this easy on Mark, okay? All right.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right, Carl. I've got okay. Strong female connection to you. I know the last caller was her female side of the family that really chimed in. I'm getting that with you as well. And this feels 2 generations back. So this could be a grandmother, could be a great aunt who's coming through. And what I get with her is this woman was sharp as a tack right up to the very end. And what I get with her, she was older when she passed. Older, she could have been easily in her 80s. And what I get with her is she led a good life, and then I feel like I'm laying down, going to sleep, or rather, she laid down, went to sleep, and just drifted off. Do you recognize this person?
Yes, that'll be my grandmother.
Okay, great. And your question was about enhancing your spirituality through meditation.
Right.
Yeah, she's one of the spiritual influences that are working with you. And she said that you've done an admirable job of eliminating distractions. She said that you've always been very focused and very meticulous about the way you do things. And that's good. And sometimes, though, by overthinking and being too meticulous, it creates a barrier to spiritual connection. And you've gotten to the point now where you've gotten past that. So you're making great progress, Carl. And she also is telling me that you need more time in nature. More time in nature. And that doesn't mean you have to go live in the woods or something. More time in nature. That would mean no cell phone, no electronic devices, go to a park or the woods somewhere, sit there, relax, meditate, and feel the vibrational energy of nature, because that is going to open up a whole new level of connectivity for you. This is a pretty cool message, Carl. I appreciate you calling in. So that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
Carl,
good.
Okay, Carl, but let me ask you a question. You know, a lot of times it does sound good, but I want to know what you're going to do. And the hit that I'm getting on this when I think about what Mark just shared is when somebody calls in and asks if this is what I should do, there's a reason you want to do it. There's something in going on with you, a big change or something is my sense. Is that true, or did I just make that up?
Well, I'll be retiring soon, so I mean, I have been meditating all my life and wanted to see what could I change, what changes could I make in my life at this juncture to progress in that respect.
Okay, I'm going to just share this really quickly. Whenever I've hit a crossroad like this in my life, what I have found for myself, and we've talked about my mentors, Sidonia Cahill, in a previous show, but what I've had to do for myself, I have had to take myself away for a week or 10 days. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because this retirement is a major transformation. It's a transit. Okay. It's like the Pluto now that came out of Capricorn is now in Aquarius. It's a major transit. So my recommendation is to treat yourself not to a retirement spa week. And you can go, I have a friend in Colombia, you can go to Peru, you can go anywhere you want, but it has to be for a period of time to really let you see the vision for your future.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because this is big.
Yes,
it's like a big change. So you want a bigger vision.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to encourage you to do, to really set some money aside. The great people, they take people to Peru, they take them on vision quests, that you can go to Costa Rica, there's just so many different places you can go to get this 7 to 10 day retreat. So you're not retiring, you're actually being reborn. And that's what those things do, Carl. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks for the info. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, let me know if you get an extra ticket for that. Thank you. I love that. I'm just talking to him and I'm thinking I got to do that for myself. Right now.
Sounds fun.
I know. Emily.
Okay, next up we have Monique from Utah. Monique, you're live.
Hi, Monique. How are you today? Are we skiing yet?
Hi, I'm good. No, I don't. I've never skied before, and I've
Me,
lived here my whole life.
I've never skied either, but I got two knees now, two new knees now. So I'm thinking, I don't know, what does that look like?
Mhm.
How can we help you tonight?
Yeah, I was just wanting to see if anyone came through
Okay.
for me.
All right. And
Monique,
remember what I said. We're going to let Mark finish a little bit and then he can ask you questions. Okay.
Okay.
Monique, has someone close to you lost a child, a girl?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm picking up on a female on the generational level below you, like child, niece, nephew. Who is that person? Don't give me the child's name. Who's that person that lost the girl, the little girl?
Well, I don't know if this would count, but my mom had lost a baby like a couple years ago. Um, like she wasn't born yet. It was like during pregnancy, but it was a
No.
little girl.
Okay, well, there you go. So if your mom lost a little girl, this would be your sister, correct?
Right. Yes.
That's a yes. Okay. So the spirit of this baby has come through, and what we have to realize with babies is that they are immortal living beings. We tend to think of the spirit as the body, and it's the other way around. So because the spirits pre-exist the body, come into the body, move on after the body has passed. And the spirits of babies are perfectly capable of intelligent and very in-depth communication. And is your
Hmm.
mother still here in this world as well?
Yes.
Is there some significance with either you or your mother, a birth, death, anniversary, or event with the month of July? Because the spirit keeps showing me July.
I my godmother, my aunt, but on my from my dad's side, her birthday's in July, and she passed away last year.
Okay,
That's
so
the first thing that comes
yeah,
up
well,
to
and
me.
that's how you do this. Very good. So that means that your godmother is with your sister in spirit, and they're coming forward for you. And they're telling me that you have lost your way. Now, they're not being critical or unkind. And the way they're showing me this, it's a metaphor. They're showing you like holding a candle and you're walking through the darkness. And it's interesting because you've lost your way, yet you're still clinging to, not, I don't say clinging, you're turning to the light. So this is actually a very good thing that they're
Hmm.
telling me about you. And they're also telling me that you're coming into a new spiritual awakening and a new level to your spirituality. This is fascinating because there is a parallel between these messages and the first caller. First caller felt like she was drowning and it was legal troubles. Yours is different. You feel like you're kind of lost, but spiritually you're coming into your own. And they're also telling you to
Hmm.
be patient with yourself. You're very hard on yourself. Be more patient. Dr. Pat?
Yes. I think when we're taking a look at this, let me just ask you one quick question. What is the
Yeah.
number one challenge that's coming up from you based on what Mark said? Where do you see a challenge in what he just said to you?
As in like a challenge I'm dealing with
Yes.
currently, or
Yes. Yes.
um.
Exactly.
Well, got I got divorced last year, so like I'm a single mom now of three
Okay.
boys, and
Hmm.
just figuring out our life. They're still little, and just dealing with
Hmm.
trying to, I guess, get everything together in a new way, like on
Yeah.
our own, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it makes
Like
total sense.
financially too.
Yeah. The reason I asked because I had a sense of something like that, but I want to tell you, you're going to be okay. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to be okay. And let me tell you why I say that. First of all, you calling to the show and you ask for help. People that ask for help know how to ask for help. So there's an energy of that, and that's an energy that is going to demonstrate a level of humility for you. And, you know, sometimes people look at humility as a weakness, and humility is an extraordinary strength. It's extraordinary. And I don't know if people understand that the level of humility it takes to call into a show like this and really be here with us, fully present in the moment you're in, because that's what you just did, and share something that millions and millions of women worldwide go through. My mom went through it as a single mom. I'm just saying. But here's what I know. You're going to begin to build very strong building blocks. Your children are precious, and you'll find your pathway. Just don't give up.
Okay.
Don't give up.
Well, that was really reassuring. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Don't give up. And I want to say this to you. Reach out, become part of other groups. There are a lot of groups out there for moms, and not just locally, but online. Don't be afraid to reach out and plug into a community of people, because you're going to find that what these women have done and what they've learned over time is how to support each other, and you will get that help. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Monique. Thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you.
That's a message for all y'all out there, single moms. They're just listening here. This is not the time to give up. And Mark and I will do our best in future shows. Maybe we bring Jana Short back to really talk about what is that journey like. It's a pilgrimage, you know, single mom pilgrimage, single mom with 3 children, super pilgrimage, right?
Super pilgrimage. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, let's keep going.
Yeah. Emily.
Okay, we have Melissa from Michigan. You are live.
Hi, Melissa from Michigan.
Hi.
How are you?
Wow, it's good to hear your voice. I've been really enjoying this show. I really got off on the pilgrimage part because, I mean, I can relate to that on a lot of levels. But right now, I'm in a place where I just have to, as you told the other person, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God, because
over and over, over and over.
Yeah, over and over. I'm doing it already in a different little way, but I'm gonna, like I was being specific, but I'm just gonna say that and be open to whatever guidance I get. And because I'm in a really, really tough space again, and now it's not having what do I want to say? Like I have a few days, and then I need to have. I can't even talk about it. It's like a shelter.
We'll
just put it that.
Let me hop you over to Mark, and then you can come back to me and we'll talk about it. And then I'll talk to you about the power of rewiring. Okay, so let's hit Mark up here for a minute.
Melissa.
All right, I want to have Mark connect.
All right, Melissa, and thank you for calling in. Is your dad in spirit, Melissa? And the reason I'm saying that is I'm getting a male, like a dad figure, father type figure, male mentor, father figure coming through.
Yes, he is.
All right, hold that thought. Okay, so let's see what he's got to say, because he's popping right on in, and he keeps, wow, this guy, I get like high energy, very motivation. I don't know if he was military, but he's got that very precise, organized, get up at the crack of dawn, work, type of energy that military personnel have. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, he was a first lieutenant in the Air Force, and
yeah,
often called, an officer and a gentleman.
Melissa. Just answer the question. Please avoid the New Testament length response. Reason being is, I want to get the information. This is very important, and what it is. Sometimes people go on too much, and he is telling you he is so thrilled that you're reaching out to him through me. The love that he has for you is just amazing. And he said that, you have no issues finding your inner strength and your motivation. He said, lately you think you do, but you don't. He said, my girl can build a treehouse with just a hammer. if she wanted. Now that is interesting. So there's got to be something about a tree house, but a tree house must be symbolic here. And a tree house, we're reaching to the sky, we're reaching to another level. But he said, you can build it if you want to. Let me see what else. He keeps talking about you moving. Now, moving doesn't always mean that you're going to be moving into a new house or a new, something like that. It could be moving to a new position, a new career. But he keeps talking about moving, and he said, do it, and don't look back. Now, be careful with how that can be interpreted. If you're going to be moving to a new career or job, number one, make sure that's what you want to do, and number two, make sure that it is 100% guarantee before you leave a job. All right, does any of that make sense? And then we're going to go to Dr. Pat.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely brought tears to my eyes. I really appreciate that. Every single thing that you said was really powerful, and especially where I've been doubting myself recently, but he sees, that old part of me that I can't find right now. So that was really powerful, and the love and, beautiful guidance. I love him so much, and he was just is an awesome being, and very special being. So I'm just so grateful that you were able to connect to him, that he could connect through you. This is powerful for me. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Everything you said was spot on.
Wow. Melissa, I'm just going to leave you. Can I leave you with two things quick? You need to be shouting out the thank you God thing. And it doesn't matter. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Thank you, God. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, I burnt the chicken. It's on fire. Thank you, God. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? That is your go-to now. Why am I telling you to do that? I'm trying to do three things with this to help you. And this is what I do with the folks I work with in addiction and recovery. See, what we're doing is when you do that, you are stopping an old tape. And when you replace an old tape with gratitude, I said this on a show today, gratitude is the jackhammer that annihilates resentment. So you've got 3 days to do what? You said you had 3 days.
Well, let's see what day. Yep, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have to secure some, well, like when Mark said about moving. And so it's on all levels. It's finding a place to live, finding work, finding, that next level up in the, that evolutionary expansion of consciousness. So all of that. And I love, the tree house was a perfect analogy for that. That was awesome.
Okay. So I want to give you something. You need to break this down, and what's your highest priority right now? So the consciousness thing you're going to have covered with the gratitude. So we got that handled. Got it? That's handled.
Okay. Shelter is the big one. That's big.
Shelter.
Huge.
So you have to find a place to live.
Yep.
Okay. What stops you from finding it real quick? What's stopping you?
Financial.
So you have to find a place that fits your budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to just find some kind of house sitting, pet sitting, farm sitting.
But you got 3 days. Yeah. So you got 3 days. So here's what I want to say to you. I want you to hold that thought about pet sitting, but you got to do your homework and look for those places. You're going to find this, but the only way you're going to find it is if you take one thing at a time. And I'm telling you got 3 days. What are you doing tomorrow? Are you going to be looking for places tomorrow?
Yeah. I also have 2 other deadlines that I'm working on too. So I have 3 days and 3 things.
Okay, but more important than shelter?
Good point.
I just made my week right there, sister. So
that was great. That's why I love this show.
Okay.
Yep.
So I got to go real quick. I got to hurry up. So let me just give it to you real quick. I want you to divide your day I want you to spend 1/3 of your day on the shelter. Then I want you to let it sit and pray over it. Then move to your second priority. What's your second priority? A job?
Yeah.
Okay. First priority is shelter. Second priority is job. I don't want you to spend more than 2 hours on the job until you find a home.
Okay. And
Get
then,
me on that?
okay, great.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why am I saying that to you? Because great, you have a job and you have no home. Okay.
Yeah, but
Now,
you know,
if you do
well,
get a
that's true,
job,
but
but here's the flip side. If a good job comes up, you can stay in a hotel, right? I don't know what you're going to
yeah,
do.
exactly.
Okay, but just get your shelter like Maslow's food and shelter, blah blah blah. Okay, you can do it all. It'll all happen together. So go get them.
Okay, I
All
got
right,
this.
thank you, Melissa. I know
Thank
you got
you.
it. I know what the thank you got. You got it.
Right.
Okay, let's keep going. Who do we have next, Emily? That's a
Okay.
little. She was like an unstuckable thing right there. Who do we have next, Emily?
Up next, we have Paula from Maine. You are live.
Hi, Paula. Welcome. What's the temperature in
Hi.
Maine right now, there, Paula?
What's in Maine right now? It's raining right now.
I know. I'm telling you, Maine. I saw the best homestead rescue show with these two women homesteading in Maine. I just saw that, and I'm like, you have got to be built out of resilience. So kudos to you. How can we help you tonight?
I would like some guidance
Okay.
with life, and
Okay.
I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that because Mark's going to connect you with the loved one. So let Mark finish until he asks you a question, okay? And please do
Okay.
not give him any insider information.
Okay. Let's see who's coming through. Interesting. I'm getting a male energy coming through. He could be on the generation above you, which would be on the parent level, but he actually feels he may be on your level. This is a younger guy when he passed. Younger, I'm trying to get a fix on his age. He looks like he could have been in his 20s. And I'm getting this impact sensation. Now, the impact sensation means to me, Paula, that his passing was abrupt, quick, unexpected. I'm tasting a lot of blood. That doesn't always mean a bleed out. Could be an internal hemorrhage, but I'm going with trauma because I'm feeling I don't want to get too graphic here on the show, but I'm feeling massive injury to his head. I'm also feeling it on the right side of my head, but I'm also feeling in my right rib cage. It's like this massive collision. So it doesn't feel self-inflicted. This feels like he may have died in some type of accident. Could very well be automotive accident. Anything there makes sense to you?
Yes, my cousin a few years ago was in a terrible car accident, and the equipment that he had with him when he collided with the car in front of him kind of squished him. So it was impact from the head to toe.
Yeah.
He was 34. Yeah.
34. Okay. Yeah, he had a younger look. That's why I was getting like could be 20s, but and that's why I didn't want to go into the details because I know that the condition of the body was in bad shape. But he feels fine now, and I know people say, "Oh, he feels fine." You got to realize he's not his body, and when his body no longer function, he's free of that. And he said, "Here I am to the rescue. Here I am to the rescue." So he's zooming in because he does want to help you. And he's talked about guidance with life. He said, you're always second guessing yourself. You're feeling very unsure. He said, your relationship status is in a state of flux. It's in a state of flux. And he said, and that's because it no longer needs to be a priority for the time being. He said, you need to focus more on you. He said, get straight, get straight, get straight. Now, get straight means let's get back on track. Let's get to the basics. It's interesting because we're having reoccurring themes tonight, aren't we, Dr. Pat?
Yeah, we are.
Everybody's off track, and their spirits are coming forward. And this is what I refer to as spiritual synchronicity. There's a reason all the callers tonight were guided to call in, because the collective consciousness, which is the other side, all their spirits are working together. So the thing is, Paula, you're going to be able to handle this. And he said, you already know all this. He said, the reason you're calling is because you want validation and affirmation. Does any of that make sense before Dr. Pat chimes in?
Absolutely. I've had some other deaths in the past few years that have kind of derailed me with grief, and thinking about the future. I guess I could say I'm not afraid of dying because I know people are there. I'm more afraid of living because I'm afraid of somebody else is going to get hurt or something else is going to happen. So I'm not myself.
Okay.
And I should be.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, what you shared is I have talked to more people that are going through what you're going through, but I will tell you, Mark is correct. You're on the other side of this. So I want to help you in the short time we have left. You have to change a pattern. Okay. So there's a pattern. There are many patterns. When we experience grief, I don't know how you do it. I don't know what the end game of that is. I don't know if you're not able to work in a job, but I'm assuming your job is intact or whatever it is in your life is still intact. You're not in chaos, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding
But
it
you
in.
don't know how to move forward, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to say, and I think Mark said it as well. You have to be of the living. And you have to declare it. Okay, let me be clear. You know, like I gave these other people, thank you, God.
Yes.
You have to rewire and embrace. I'm of the living, and I am going to live my life like there's no tomorrow. Do you understand that affirmation?
I do, and it makes total sense because I have been kind of living towards, kind of just focusing on the people that have passed and in the past, things that happened in the past, and not living. So that makes total sense. Yeah.
So I want you to do the same thing. I mean, there are two things I'm going to ask you to do, and we don't have a lot of time. Otherwise, usually when Mark and I work with people, I work with somebody an hour on something like this, and so does Mark. But I want to give you something. The whole thank you, God thing is going to work for you too. So the minute you're thinking about somebody in the past, see what's happening is you either have some kind of regret and something about the past that you think you should have, would have, could have done differently. The answer is no.
Okay.
And if you think I should have said to Johnny, I care for you. No. You did exactly what you were supposed to do in your life. Now you move forward. And this point on, especially for you, this whole thing about Pluto moving into Aquarius, this is perfect time for you. I don't know what month you were born, but I'm just saying this is perfect time. I'm not telling you to cut your relationship to the past. I'm telling you to cut your thinking of the past. You understand there's a difference. You can get back to thinking about the past once you have moved beyond it and start living. So I want you to do 3 things that change your pattern. 3 or more. Meaning, I don't go out today because I'm thinking about Johnny. I'm not going to go out with my friends because Mary's on my mind. No. I want you to come up with 3 actions that are going to start to break a pattern.
Okay.
You know what the patterns are. I don't have to tell you. You know what they are, right? But do something different. I want to ask you this last question. I know we got 2 minutes. What's the most funnest thing you want to do? Like, I think funnest is a word, but let me ask you. What's the most funnest thing that you want to do?
I enjoy when my kids are happy, so I would like to take them to the movies because
Let's go. I'm going with you. Oh my God, what are you going to see?
Whatever they want, whatever.
They
makes
got
them
the Disney thing, the Wicked thing coming out. How old are your kids?
happy. 12 and 16.
Oh, there we go. So great idea. So when you go out, tell me what you're going to behave like. Are you going to go out and you're going to give your kids the popcorn and stuff like that? Are you going to really have an opulent time? Because I really want you to treat everybody well, including yourself.
Oh, we can go where you can actually have dinner, and you sit in these big comfy chairs. And
When are you going?
Wow, that sounds
You're going to
great.
make that date tomorrow, right? You get your kids involved, you make that date, and you make a day of it.
yes, I will do that.
Okay, and then remember, you're also thank you God or thank you universe, but you're going to do that over and over and over and over in your head. When you start to think about something like really squishy about your past and people that are past, just go to that thank you. I don't know if you say God, universe, whatever it is. Don't even think it for anything. You don't need to. You know, the promises of the universe have already been made to us. We don't have to recreate our worthiness. You ready?
Can I got two things. What's with butter pecan ice cream?
Butter pecan ice cream. It could be. Well, I don't usually eat ice cream because for the milk, but I had a tooth pulled Friday, so I've been eating ice cream. not butter pecan, but
Okay.
I've been eating ice cream the past few days. So
Yeah,
sorry
but
about
it
that.
could be connected to you in some other way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting when Dr. Pat said the name Mary, I kept getting, while you were speaking, images of Mary, the mother of Jesus. And I'm not getting religious here, but she represents the mom, the feminine energy. And, you know, according to the Christian tradition, she saw her son brutalized and essentially murdered. And yet she knew that she had to go on because she had her own mission.
Right.
And I think what Dr. Pat said, and that the message that I'm getting here is, despite everything you've been through, you're first and foremost a mom, and you've got to go on. And I love what Dr. Pat said about take the kids, go see Wicked or Moana or whatever, and just go have some fun and be a mom. And yes, there's been a lot of deaths, but realize, be grateful for the people who are in your life, but be so thankful for the children in your life.
And please take very good care of yourself. Now, the last thing I want to say to you, I don't want you to stop there. I want you to plan 2 other events. One of them with the kids, but one of them for yourself. I don't need to know if you need to go get your nails done or whatever you do. I don't know, but you need to do something. That third thing, number three is a half of an infinity sign. What I want you to do, and that third thing has to be for you.
Okay. I will
Okay.
do that. Can I just tell you something
You
about
should be
the-
very
the
grateful
name-
I don't live where you live, because you see the movies that I will go to, that would be like Alien 5, and you're just so happy.
Oh,
that you
that'd be
don't-
great.
Okay, I got a movie buddy. Thank you so much for calling in. What a great show. Wow. I think I'm going to go to the movies. I didn't know what I was going to do over Thanksgiving. Now I got an idea.
Oh,
Mark.
Gladiator 2 is coming out.
Okay, I got to go see
I am
it.
so
I gotta
going to
see it.
that.
Okay. Mark, what's your closing words?
Everybody be grateful for the people that are in your life. And even though we mourn those who've passed, be grateful that they were in your life, because we grieve as deeply as we love, because grief is the price of love. But a life without love isn't much of a life at all. So God bless all of you. And we'll be back for a special Thanksgiving show. And Shelley, if you're listening, please call in on the show after Thanksgiving, because next week, Dr. Pat and I are having a very amazing discussion about the circle of wisdom.
Thank you all.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to The Psychic in the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.